The 2025-26 NBA offseason didn't just deliver drama, it reshaped the league. From former MVPs switching conferences to surprise youth for vet trades, this summer proved once again that the NBA is as much about strategy off the court as it is on it. The most jaw-dropping move of the summer came when the Phoenix Suns finally pulled the trigger and traded Kevin Durant. After months of rumors and playoff frustration, Durant was dealt to the Houston Rockets. In return, Phoenix received Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the 10th overall pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, and a package of second-rounders. For the Rockets, the move signaled a shift in mindset. They were no longer a rebuilding team with promise. They were going all in. With a core that includes Alperen Şengün, Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson, and now a battle-tested Durant, Houston isn't just looking for playoff appearances, they're aiming for banners. And while Durant's age and injury history raised eyebrows, his playoff scoring average and leadership are exactly what Houston's young roster needed. It's risky, but it might just be the leap this team needed. Phoenix, on the other hand, finally chose direction. With Durant gone, they can refocus on developing younger talent and building sustainable depth. Jalen Green, although inconsistent, brings explosive scoring upside. Brooks adds defensive grit, and the draft capital opens doors for future moves. It's not a clear win-now move, but it's a smart long-term play. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, the Orlando Magic shocked the league by pulling off a major trade for Desmond Bane. The Magic sent 4 first-round picks, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Cole Anthony to the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for Bane. Orlando desperately needed perimeter shooting and spacing, and Bane offers both in elite form. He's one of the most efficient shooters in the league and brings playoff experience to a team that has lacked it for years. For Memphis, the move marked the start of a soft rebuild. After Ja Morant's injuries and a disappointing 2024-25 season, it became clear they needed to retool. Acquiring Caldwell-Pope gives them a reliable 3-and-D wing, and the picks help set the table for future flexibility. Memphis isn't tanking, but they're definitely thinking long-term. Boston joined the chaos by unloading both Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis in a sweeping effort to reshape their payroll. Porzingis was sent to Atlanta in exchange for draft considerations and bench depth, while Holiday was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers for Anthony Simons and future second-rounders. With Jason Tatum recovering from an Achilles injury, Boston had to pivot. These trades not only helped them stay under the tax apron, but also brought in younger, cheaper talent who can grow with the team or be flipped in future deals. Portland, for their part, gets a true defensive anchor and veteran leader in Holiday. He's the kind of player who can help organize a young, chaotic roster. For Atlanta, Porzingis adds a stretch 5 to pair with Trae Young, potentially opening up the floor and bringing a new dynamic to their offense. These weren't superstar for superstar trades, but they were meaningful shifts in roster identity. Charlotte got in on the action too, trading rising big man Mark Williams to the Phoenix Suns. In return, they received Vasilije Micic and a package of draft picks. For Phoenix, Williams is a high-upside center who fits their timeline better than aging veterans. His ability to rim run, defend, and finish in transition makes him a valuable addition. Charlotte, meanwhile, chose to cash in on his value early to stockpile assets and reorient their development plans around their guards. The Washington Wizards also decided to flip the script. They traded Jordan Poole and Saddiq Bey to the New Orleans Pelicans for CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a second-round pick. On paper, this looked like Washington giving up on youth, but it was really about resetting their culture. Poole's volume scoring came with inefficiency and locker room issues. McCollum brings maturity, leadership, and consistent offense. New Orleans, by taking a flyer on Poole, hopes to unlock his Golden State potential and give him a fresh start in a new system. On draft night, chaos continued. The Pelicans traded the 23rd pick to Indiana in order to reacquire their 2026 first-round pick, showing they're still planning beyond the immediate season. The Jazz moved up in the second round to secure a pair of developmental players, while several teams engaged in smaller deals that created cap space or moved contracts. And then, of course, there was the biggest trade of the past year, still reverberating through the league, when Luka Doncic was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in a mid-season blockbuster that also sent Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks. That move fundamentally changed the Western Conference. The Lakers, pairing Doncic with LeBron James, if he returns, now boast one of the most lethal playmaking duos ever. Dallas, betting on Davis's two-way impact, aims to become a defensive juggernaut. The swap shocked the league, and even months later, its ripple effects are being felt in this summer's trades. While these headline deals dominated coverage, rumors still swirl. The Milwaukee Bucks are reportedly exploring options to support Giannis Antetokounmpo, potentially moving role players for another high-level starter. The Miami Heat continue to be linked to just about every big name on the market, including Durant and Lauri Markkanen. Jaylen Brown's name has surfaced in trade talks, especially after Boston's retooling. And the Spurs, with cap space and assets, are said to be quietly working on adding a second star next to Victor Wembanyama. This summer wasn't just about player movement, it was about identity. The Rockets went from fun young team to serious threat. The Magic upgraded from potential to dangerous. The Celtics chose flexibility over firepower. The Suns finally admitted their super team gamble didn't work. And teams like Charlotte and Washington made bold decisions about who they want to be. Some of these moves will age like fine wine. Others may fall apart by midseason. But what's undeniable is that the 2025-26 offseason has been one of the most aggressive, unpredictable, and narrative-shifting summers in recent memory. The league's balance of power didn't just tilt, it spun. Superstars moved, young cores were shaken up, and draft picks flew around like confetti. As training camp approaches, all eyes will be on Houston to see if Durant can stay healthy and lead a young team deep into the playoffs. Orlando will try to prove Bane was worth the price. Boston will find out if their cost-cutting created opportunity or regret. Memphis will be judged by how their picks pan out. And the Lakers, still glowing from the Doncic trade, might enter the season as favorites if their chemistry clicks. So many questions remain. Will New Orleans regret giving up McCollum? Can Porzingis stay healthy in Atlanta? Will Poole revive his career in a new system? Will Portland finally stabilize with Holiday's veteran leadership? These are the kinds of gambles that make the offseason just as compelling as the regular season. Years from now, when fans look back at the 2025-26 season, they won't just talk about who won the championship. They'll talk about the offseason when teams bet big, changed course, and dared to take risks. And it all started with these trades. Because in today's NBA, winning begins long before the first tip-off. It begins in the front office, on the phone, and at the negotiating table. And this summer, the boldest GMs made their mark.